My name's Kyle Labus. We're with Lights on Brush Creek. So we're down here in Kuna, 701 East Brush Creek Street. And this is actually only our second year with our show up and running. Originally from Arizona, we moved up here a few years ago and wanted to bring something exciting in terms of Christmas lights since we love Christmas lights. And so we started a show up last year, and this is our second year, and definitely plenty of fun, and always enjoy people coming out. So everything we have here are what are called bullet pixels. So I don't know if you want to take a look at one a little bit closer here. So they're just RGB bullet pixels is what just about everything is running off the house. I have 5 volts on mine. I know a lot of people do 12 volts, but mine are all 5 volts just because that's what I'm using. Yes, so I grew up never having snow or anything and just always having a cactus for Christmas, and so figured why not bring the cactus to Idaho and get some snow on it, and a little bit of fun. So that's our wink to Arizona still. Trying to get everything up before it gets too wet and cold and icy on the roof. But there's a power supply that's obviously powering everything. These are what are driving the data to each of the different pixels. So each individual pixel you have to program, so that's what the yellow line is running the data out to them. And then this extra board right here is just extra power injection. We're about 12,000 pixels this year.
12,000
Yeah, 12,000 pixels, and then a few of the floodlights spread throughout the house as well.
To program these lights, it requires a special computer program, which Kyle shows us.
All right, so we use a program called X-Lights to sequence all of our songs. What you'll do is you'll upload a picture of your house, and then you go through and customize which props, which lights are going to go where on the house. But once that's done, then you can go in and start creating your sequences. So for the sequences, all you're really doing is just picking what type of effect or which type of thing you want to show up on your house, and then you're just dragging and dropping it to a certain place. Yep, so this is a song we just finished up actually yesterday. So this is a pentatonics medley that we're doing, and should be some fun, but got everything going on. And yeah, so with the exception of obviously buying the materials themselves for the lights and the props and whatnot, I mean, all the sequencing, all the programming, all that stuff is 100% free. Yeah, there's a handful of Facebook groups that I'm a part of. There's a designated Zoom room where you can drop in 24/7, and there's always somebody in there somewhere around the world ready to help you out, which is fantastic. So these hats and bracelets are actually synchronized to the show as well. Let's see if it'll work right now.
Kyle added these lighted bracelets and Santa hats this year, which sync with the light show on the house.
So this will just be a fun extra thing for the kids that are out running the show or watching the show. We'll have a bunch of bracelets set out they can just dance around with, play around with, and I know our kids spend just about every night dancing in front of the house, so
okay,
this is just something a little bit extra fun to dance with to synchronize that up with the music as well. Yeah, so these are the last of the...
Can I pick one of these up?
Yeah, go for it. These are the last of the roof props that'll go up,
okay,
hanging up, so just a handful of different snowflakes and stars that'll be somehow mounted on the house. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to get these ones on. These will actually just be zip tied under the soffit, but these ones I'm just trying to figure out how I'll do that. If you are just walking up and walking by and not in the radio, or if you want to get out of your car, you can just walk up, just push the button. It actually plays music for 2 minutes and then pops off again, and just keep hitting it as much as you want. One other thing we have as well, you can scan this little QR code right here, and you can request the next song that's up. So we have a bank of probably 25, 30 songs, and you can, kind of customize the show for yourself a little bit. So if the kids want to listen to I'm a Gummy Bear or Bluey or something, then they can request that, get that next in the lineup, and have lots of fun with that. So to keep it as far away from the controller as possible, because every once in a while you get some data issues, but just have our FM transmitter just right here and run a bunch of 3.5 audio cable. Runs over here to the controller, which I can show you in a second. This is the brains of the operation. So each of these ports right here is what spits out to one of those power boxes spread throughout the yard. So again, like I said, we have 9 of those. So they come out the side here and then run over to one of those boxes. This is where our audio comes out as well. So one cord runs over to the FM transmitter, other cord will run out to the little push button by the street. And then I guess the only other thing that's coming out is this. It's a DMX cable, which goes to the bracelets and the Christmas Santa light hats. I think that's the number one question people get, or just comment is, I'd hate to see his power bill, but honestly, I haven't noticed a huge spike in electricity when we're using it. I'd say it's probably no more than just running a vacuum the whole time, which, yes, I know if you run a vacuum all day, every day, it's going to hike up your power bill, but
sure,
it doesn't pull much more power than that, I would imagine. Yeah, all it is just the magnet, just literally just pops right off, and then when you're mount it up again, just put it right back on.
That's impressive.
And so I had to paint them the same color as the house so they're not too noticeable throughout the rest of the year. But in terms of setup this year, I mean, literally just pulled these out of the attic, put them back in the right frame, and then just magnetized it right to the house and ready to go. So last year, our 3 most popular songs. So as I was saying, you can request the song, so I get data in terms of what songs are being requested. But Bluey was our number 1 most requested song. Our second song was a Star Wars Carol of the Bells. So it's a mashup, Carol of the Bells and Star Wars. And then the other one's just a regular Christmas medley. So it's a handful of just the classic Christmas songs you hear all the time, kind of mixed into about a 3-minute song of all 30 seconds or so of those songs put together.
Kyle then shows us his pixel tree, which is actually just a pixel tree he bought at Walmart on clearance the day after Christmas. He got them at a really good price. It's pretty easy to set up, and he has 3 of them he'll put up in his yard this year. He was actually able to splice his own data cables into the tree and essentially hack the tree. So instead of doing what it was programmed to do by Walmart, he can now control it using his own computer program, so these pixel trees match the light show on the house. After plugging in the tree and giving it power, he realizes the tree is still operating in Walmart mode instead of his own programming as he was expecting. He heads back to the controller to troubleshoot.
Keep getting a short in this one, so I swapped it last night and couldn't actually physically do it. So there you go. So now it's working.
Oh, there we go. Okay. The tree is now out of Walmart mode and is now showing the correct colors to match the light show on his house. Kyle's almost done with his setup, and you'll be able to check out his Christmas light show soon. You can find his show on social media. Just search for Lights on Brush Creek. Thanks, Kyle, for giving us a behind-the-scenes look at your show.